everybody, welcome back to Two South One Pop.
Today we've got a treat for you. We've got the Extreme. So we're gonna go do our first impressions, let you know what we think, how we like it, and go from there. See you soon. We are in our filming location at the PNE playground area. We're gonna test this wheel suspension because Chance spent a lot of time working out the suspension with them, and this is the true pinnacle of what they're focused on. So in order to do that, we have a set of stairs that's about 20 steps down, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these washers down, and Christine's going to go down the stairs, and we're going to see how much travel she uses. Now, for the record, we've only pumped the suspension up to 130 psi, I believe it was, and Christine weighs 100 and just over 100 pounds, I guess, with gear. So let's get her to do it and see how it goes. So you just went down the stairs, Christine. How did it feel?
It was really smooth, but at the end it was a little bit hard.
So if we go back and we check the rubber that we just moved, you can see that it's at the very top, which means that she most likely did bottom out. So when we get back, we're going to add a little bit more PSI into our wheel. But as of right now, I guess 130 PSI is a bit low for you.
We gotta go up to 150.
Yeah, we'll go up a little bit.
Try.
Now, I am 200 over pounds, and I also just went down the stairs with Christine. And if you look at mine, I still have about half an inch to an inch of travel left in my suspension. So my suspension is pumped to 250, 260 PSI, which is a good amount for me. So let's get Christine to give it a couple more goes and see how she does. What do you think?
Coming from the EX30, this wheel is super nice for me. The weight is so much easier for me to handle. It's a lot easier for me to turn on or manipulate it. Even though I did ride Chan's wheels, but because of my accident, I don't remember how it felt like. All I remember is I love the wheel. But why, I don't know until now. When I get back on it, it is a really, 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 really fun wheel.
That's a lot of reallys.
And it's very smooth. What about you?
I will say that when I took that turn without telling you ahead of time, at least this time you didn't overshoot it and you were able to turn. So that's a definite improvement.
The stock tire that we had, it took loose gravel pretty well. I was surprised.
Yeah, this is the same tire that's found on the patent stock. With the wider rim, it is very stable in the gravel, but also I haven't found the sliding out aspect when you're on the edge of the tire. Whereas the patent, I find that if you're on the edge, it can get kind of slippery.
Well, this one I did not have that problem. Maybe I didn't ride enough yet.
Yeah, well, after this, we're going to go hit the trails. So we'll have a better idea of how it does in tight maneuvers. Suspension. I would say that being that you can adapt the suspension to the weight of the rider, so Christine can run a lighter suspension than I have on mine, is a huge benefit. And before the Extreme, a lot of people really hated the linkage style system and thought that the fork is the way to go. But I think after our testing today, I have to say that it's pretty good.
suspension is really good. Yeah.
It's not as floaty as the Patent, so it's not as kind of Cadillac comfort. But in terms of the way it handles bumps and the way it kind of smoothens out bumps, it's done so far really well.
Because usually other suspension, you either get the smoothness of the road and then it cannot take the
Heavy drop.
heavy drops, or the other way around. It can take the heavy drop, but you feel everything on the road. But this one, it meets in the middle.
Yeah, and Christine actually experienced that because on the Patent you had the 62 pound, which was really comfortable, but you could bottom it out. And then the Commander Mini, which I really liked, Christine felt way too stiff and not very comfortable at all.
Pogo off.
And she got pogoed off at Northwest Electric Fest. So with the air shock, you're really able to tailor that response to your body weight, which I think is a huge plus. It takes a little bit more work to kind of find that sweet spot, but hopefully by the end of this video, we can kind of, or by the time we do our long-term review, we can kind of give you a rough idea as to where you should start in terms of your pressures and kind of tweak it from there, I guess.
So we're riding with the stock pack. How did you feel?
Honestly, I've been riding with the stock pads, and I think they are probably one of the best stock pads so far. The fact that they are screwed onto the wheel makes them very secure, and there's adjustability for vertical height. But I will say I cannot wait to throw on a nice acrylic fairing and to throw on a beautiful set of Grizzly pads or kinetic pads to get more control.
Yeah, it's not bad, but it's still not the way that I like. Because power pads, everyone has their own preference, right?
Yeah.
And just the gap is too big for me in between the front and the back. So
the gap is big, but it's already a lot smaller than it was on the EX30. Yeah, no, go ahead.
When I was riding, I do feel that corner of the, what is this called?
Of the seat?
Of the seats, yeah. I guess because I'm still new to this wheel, so I'm tense, so I try to hold on to the wheel a little bit more. So when I like accelerate and decelerate, I do rub against the corner. I guess it's happened to most of the wheel.
So with this hill, it is steep, but not really that steep. However, with these wheels, because they are limited in the phase current that they push to the motors, at lower speeds, due to the design of how these motors work, it's more stressful on the motors and on the MOSFETs. So when we do this test, we intentionally do it as slow as we can, or as slow as the wheel is able to, in order to truly stress test what the wheel is capable of. So without further ado, let's go. Oh no! What happened? Too slow?
Too slow. Oh, I can easily lift this up by myself now.
There you go. Easy.
No. You should feel how fast my heart is beating.
How was the suspension on the way down?
I don't know. I don't remember anything.
You want to go up again? That's good power.
Mm-hmm. Try again. See how fast were you going?
Let me connect my app to see how fast I've been going. Four kilometers per hour. Ooh, that was 324 kilometers per hour. This is not a test we normally do, but you know, for the sake of it, since we're here, we're gonna do it. Right now is about 20 degrees ambient temperature. We're gonna climb this hill, which is about a 300-meter elevation climb over a kilometer or so, or maybe a bit less than a kilometer. So we're gonna see how the temperature of these wheels do. So my wheel is at 27.3 degrees.
About 24.5.
Okay, so let's climb this hill and see what our temperature is at the end of the hill. So my temperature is at 43 degrees. 29 degrees for Christine's wheel, so it didn't even go up that much. 23 degrees above ambient, and it rose for me 16 degrees for the whole hill. And for Christine, it rose less than 8 degrees, I guess it was.
24 to 29.
So 5 degrees only. So there you go. Now let's hit the trails. How was it?
That was so fun. I can zoom around. It's been a while.
Is it very agile, very maneuverable?
Coming from the EX30, it is a big difference. It's so agile, so fun.
How about compared to the Pattern?
It's hard to say. I feel like this is easier to handle.
Okay.
I guess because the pattern, it feels like it's thicker on the top. So this one feels more comfortable.
And how was the suspension?
Amazing.
Yeah, the suspension, it gobbles up a lot of the small stuff very well. Like you still feel it, so it doesn't give you that really floaty feel, but it does round off all the edges, so you're not kind of bashed by the impurities of the road. The other thing too is it does kind of balance out the soft and the hard, so you're able to take bigger drops and not have to sacrifice normal comfort. So I feel like it's really good.
I enjoy the trail with the Extreme a lot more. A lot more. A lot more than a Commander Mini.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Yeah, the Commander Mini was too hard suspension for you, so yeah.
It's so fun.
Let's head back to home base and give you our final thoughts. Look, man, no hands. This brings us to the end.
Look at my smile. It's ear to ear.
The sun's going down. We've done a lot of tests with the wheel. Let's wrap up a summary. Performance.
Ichipang.
What's Ichibang?
Very good, right? I don't know.
Ichibang, I don't know. Okay.
Very nice.
Agility.
Super nimble. Super easy to control.
I think it's a combination of the height of the wheel and where it contacts your legs compared to the Pattern that's a bit more fatter and shorter in terms of contact point, not in terms of wheel height. Suspension.
Perfect suspension.
Again, a major selling point for me is the fact that if I were to go and buy one of these wheels, I don't have to sit on my computer and worry about, do I want a 62 pound? Do I want a 66 pound? Do I want a 70 pound Pattern? When I can just get an air-shocked Extreme, wait for it to come and say, you know what? I like the way 200 pounds feel. I like the way 220 pounds feel. And you can play with all the different weights and get it tuned to exactly what you want. I think that to me is huge. Can it be better? I think the answer is always yes.
Yes,
There's
always room to grow.
There's always room to grow. But I will say for this style of linkage and slider suspension, it's one of the best. Maneuverability in terms of like accelerating and braking.
Super easy.
Yeah.
Super easy.
Okay. Seeing the screen.
I didn't really look down much.
I mean, we were just riding. We're having fun.
I was having fun. That will come later.
The wheel does have like the speaker system that is also your tail light. Now the speakers don't have much bass, but they're passable. They fire out the sides in terms of the sound, and it works. So if you are one of those people that are like, you know what? I don't know why in 2022 did all the manufacturers get rid of all the speakers. We have them back. In terms of battery, we did about 40 really slow kilometers, kind of just cruising around, nothing too crazy. And Christine has 4 bars of battery and I have 3. So, I mean, new wheels, I don't know what that means exactly. New wheels always get better range than old wheels, of course, because of wear and tear. But yeah, no, it's pretty good.
And seated riding. It was so easy to sit. I thought the seat is short and small and might not be easy, but I went down easily. And I thought the light would give my tailbone a hard time, but it's not.
I actually find that when you sit down and your ass is on the seat, this light actually provides a very secure way to lean back on, so you don't feel like you're falling off the wheel compared to the Commander Mini or compared to like riding an S22 seated.
But the seat is on the harder side, so it did hurt my bottom a little bit because I'm just skinny.
One more thing I wanted to mention. When Christine went down the stairs, she did bottom out, or we seemingly think that she did bottom out based on the positioning of the rubber. However, there was no metallic clunk. No. There was nothing harsh. So although it seemed that she may have bottomed out, it was still way better than a big clunk at the bottom of a travel.
We'll have to pump up the suspension and we'll test online.
Yeah.
But I love this wheel for trails.
So that leads me to my thing. Pattern, Commander Mini, Extreme.
Bye Commander Mini. Kick. I don't like Commander Mini.
Okay. Pattern, Extreme.
Don't know yet. Need to ride more.
We'll ride more. We'll let you know. We'll report back.
We'll need side by side because it's been a while since I've written a pattern, at least 2 months ago. So
maybe while we work on our long-term review, we can push out a Pattern versus Extreme video coming soon. And then after that, we'll do a full long-term review on the Extreme.
Sounds good.
Again, thanks you for watching. Like, subscribe, ding dong, ding dong. I stole your line.
See ya. Bye bye.